Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Razovy, and today we're going to talk about anime without the algorithm. This is episode 6. Does that mean that you've missed all of the other episodes and it's necessary to watch them? Nope. Should you? Yeah, if this video is interesting to you, then yeah, maybe watch the other ones as well. There's a playlist which you can just watch all of them in one single sitting if you want to. Now, anime without the algorithm, what does that mean? Why is it important? Why do I think that you should do it? Well, the algorithm in this case is both social media, the YouTube algorithm, the TikTok algorithm, and also just seasonal anime in general. So let me explain what I mean, and let me also explain why maybe you should watch anime without the algorithm. Now, most people, and I know this because I'm guilty of this as well, tend to watch anime through the algorithm. Right? You get a recommendation from a content creator that you like. Maybe you scroll TikTok and see all of these new seasonal anime, all of these clips that are really cool or for some reason, right? That kind of stuff. And you're like, wow, I gotta watch that. So you go to any list or my anime list or whatever you use. I personally use any list. You go there and you take a look at all of these seasonals and then you make a list that go watch them, right? That's the whole idea. Now, I get that, because this is what the algorithm offers you, right? And also many people tend to not know what else to watch, right? They have no clue what to actually watch if it's not for the algorithm suggesting them stuff to watch. Makes perfect sense. I get it. Now, this is boomer talk what I'm going to do now, but it is necessary. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, we didn't have this algorithm to watch anime from, right? To get anime recommendations from. That did not exist. So when I started watching anime, I just kind of had to wing it. I had to look at the cover art of a DVD box or something, or if I watched it online, I just had to kind of read the summary of it, and I was like, looks kind of interesting, and then I would watch it. And sometimes it was a dud, and it wasn't good, and most of the times it was freaking awesome, right? This is how I used to do it. Yet now I'm also noticing that, yeah, I tend to have the algorithm just do it for me, make my decisions for me, right? And it's a shame. It's a shame to do it that way because it's not necessary. If I go back to the times where I would just read a synopsis and then decide, this is cool, it tended to be way more fun than constantly having to watch seasonal anime. Now, is seasonal anime bad? No, of course not. Make sure to watch it, it's fun. But only watching seasonal anime and then basically forgetting everything that is in the past, that is a shame. That is a big, major shame. Because although seasonal anime can definitely be good, older anime tends to be just as good, if not even better. So how does this work? Basically, what I'm suggesting is an algorithm detox or a social media detox specifically for anime. Can also be used for games and stuff, but in this case, I'm only focusing on anime, right? And what I'm suggesting is that instead of using social media to get your anime recommendations, or your friends for that matter to get anime recommendations, because your friends most likely also use the algorithm to get their recommendations, right? Go to something like AnyList or your favorite anime website, whichever one that may be, and simply leverage the category system and the tag system. Now, most likely, you know what you like to watch, even if you've never been very, should I say, mindful of it. You kind of know what you like. Let's say that you're really into, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, those types of anime. You know that you like the shonen side of it all, right? Maybe you've never heard of this before. Maybe you're really new to anime. I don't know, but that's like a very major shonen type of anime genre, right? And then within that genre, most likely you like action, right? Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, etc. So shonen and action. Well, you can use those categories and tags within both AnyList, but also in most of the current anime websites, and you can just start browsing whatever it is that belongs to these tags. And guess what? Yeah, sometimes you'll be recommended new stuff, sometimes you'll be recommended old stuff, but that's the cool part. It's not algorithm based anymore. You are at that point looking for stuff that specifically speaks to you. I'm recently started doing this, and it's so nice to do this. So, for example, I recently started watching, actually rewatching many of the shows in the past that I really liked. And by rewatching those shows, I started discovering new shows that also belong to that type of category and genre. So, for example, I'm a big fan of, for example, Black Lagoon, Jormungand, that kind of stuff, Gangsta, those types of anime, the action seinen type of stuff. Not just that, but that's definitely something that I really like. But I'm also really interested in, for example, slice of life stuff. So, for example, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Yurukyan, K-On!, A Place Further Than the Universe, Squid Girl, that kind of stuff. I like that too. So by using those the tags that are associated with those specific anime, I can get new recommendations. So it's really nice to do it that way, because only watching seasonal anime, basically you're limiting yourself a lot, because, and this might be a hot take, I'm not sure, but most of the anime airing tends to be not that great. And not because it's new, but because that is how any medium works, including anime. There's a very small percentage that is good, that is airing right now for TV shows, movies, anime, whatever, games. But most of the stuff is not good, which makes sense. That is just how that works. And by only limiting yourself to airing stuff, you're getting a lot of stuff that isn't good either. I see so many people on, for example, AnyList. I'm only active on there. I see so many people are like, oh, I need recommendations. I don't know what to watch. No, of course you don't know what to watch, because you're only watching seasonal stuff. And then once some of the seasons don't hit, which makes sense because not every season is good, you're like, oh, I don't know what to watch. No, of course not, because you've never tried anything else, right? You've never went to you've never used categories and tags to find something that speaks to you. You know what I mean? So that is why I think that you really need to do this social media seasonal detox kind of thing, because otherwise it's gonna bite you in the ass. It really will. So if you need some recommendations right now, if you have no clue where to start, I'll give you some. So this is what I tend to like: A Place Further Than the Universe, Azumanga Daioh, Black Lagoon, Code Geass, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Death Note, Dr. Stone, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Haikyuu. I recently finished the final season, which was awesome. K-On!, Kaiji Ultimate Survivor, that's one hell of a hidden gem. Kill la Kill, No Game No Life, New Game Parasite. Look, I can go on and on and on. Maybe in the future, if you guys are interested, I could make like a whole anime recommendation list and then include all of the links in the description or something. That's all fine. But what I'm trying to say is that there is so much more anime out there that is worth it, and I mean really worth it. And only limiting yourself to seasonal stuff is just a shame. So anime without the algorithm is definitely something that anyone should try. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Razovy, you were you, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.